In high school, the black kids used to point to my skin and call me yellow. Well, actually, some of them just used to call me pee-pee, like urine. As if they needed to highlight that my acceptance could only be found through their discharge, while the white kids, they were quick to remind me that they were definitely blacker than I was because they had tans. Now, it's no wonder I ditched fifth period for 4 years trying to find my history in 3 letters, B-E-T, just to fit this over-exaggerated rendition of how one fair-skinned black man should act. I was called Casper the Ghost on more than one lunch session, with tears streaming down my eyes while begging my mom to buy me some cool clothes, just so I could make an appearance at the black table, which ended up with me one day leaving the house in FUBU shorts and a Hollister t-shirt. And my friends wonder why I never want to show them any old photos. Maybe it's because my picture never fit the right frame of reference, or mom should never be allowed to choose school clothes. I'm still confused. But at least I found love and acceptance from white girls who wanted to experiment with a black man but didn't want to go all the way. I'm from Oceanside, California, where kids who don't graduate high school become beach bums, and kids who graduate high school work at the mall serving Cinnabons. So I went to Azusa Pacific University. And our first year of college really wasn't any different. I was so consumed with finding myself, I became something of a narcissist. And my friend Jeff used to always give me crap for spending so much time in the bathroom mirror, but I bet he wouldn't tease me if he knew I was just searching for my reflection. And we probably all look for answers to our dilemma from people and parents who have told us things like, if you want to find your identity, you got to open up the Bible, talk to the creator, read self-help books, or travel the world with the last $20 that you have in your bank account. But it wasn't until I started writing that my poetry coach told me that, Michael, you got to learn how to bleed on paper, because how could you learn to be honest with God if you can't even learn to be honest about your process? So I've come to the conclusion that the bleeding is easy. It's just figuring out if I have it within me to cut myself. Now that's the problem. Plus the sight of my own blood makes me sick, and I'm still trying to figure out if I'm the positive or negative type. Like, trying to find my identity is okay, but when did I learn how to compromise? To fill in the bubble marked other instead of the bubble marked black, just to fit someone else's standardized test, to turn down my music to accommodate 70% of white suburban kids who buy rap music, to exchange my dap for a handshake because I was too afraid to feel the clenched fist that characterized black unity, afraid to bring my friends to my home church because hand clapping and voice raising isn't the same as acoustic guitars and whispered praises. It's no wonder why I've never been afraid of death. I've lived so many other people's lives. Nobody ever told me that when you compromise, you exchange pieces of your existence for letters on your tombstone. One day, my little cousin asked me, how do you start a war? And I told him, well, I Googled somewhere that being yourself is a successful rebellion. He said, how are you doing with that? And I said, I don't want to lie. It's hard. I'm trying. And so now, every time someone asks, what am I, or who am I, instead of pointing an imaginary pistol to my brain and shuffling through a bunch of different characters like a game of Russian roulette, ready to blow my brains out, if I choose the wrong or right one, I just ask them to repeat the question until they've repeated the question to themselves enough times to realize we are all continually asking the same thing: who am I?